Hey, how's it going? My name is Cardinal Mason, and today we're going to talk about verbal copywriting. Shout out to Nabil for having me here. It's going to be great. So, verbal copywriting, it is simply the delivery, the verbal delivery of copywriting as we know it. We're all copywriters here. We know how to do this. This is just tweaks to turn this into something that you can use more applicably because everything's going digital, okay? Copywriting is not just written anymore. And we know this. I mean, we know this, but we're still not fully utilizing it. But the same principles that will drive revenue with written copy are the ones that will drive revenue with video, whether it's short form or long form. The principles that you know are flipping over. They're the exact same, just translated to verbal. Okay. So, like I said, I'm Cardinal Mason. I've generated over $5 million with verbal copywriting via TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever. Right. And I grew a low ticket Discord to 130K a month and a coaching program to over 500K a month using this skill. And I can confidently say that if I had to rely solely on long form direct response ads or long form sales pages, we would have never gotten to seven figures, let alone profitably. Okay. So, like I said, the principles of copywriting are about making people feel strong enough about an idea or a product that they're willing to spend money on. And going from traditional copywriting to verbal copywriting is like going from 2D to 4D. Like there's just so much more to play with. It adds something to this consumption experience that products like this have never had before. Like a lot of the products that we sell as copywriters, we didn't always get the luxury of being able to turn on a camera and deliver this verbally. Obviously, we have VSLs, but this is a little bit different, okay? Because maybe you're hiring actors to do your VSLs, or maybe you're just doing, like a sort of a slideshow kind of thing. This is a lot different. It's using copywriting as someone who's speaking. You're speaking, okay? Let me just first say, a lot of people think that creating content is something you're either good at or you suck at, but that's not true. It's a learned skill, just like copywriting. This is something you can learn how to do. Obviously, it helps if you have some personality and if you know how to be on camera. There are some people that just happen to be gifted at that. One person, if you're looking for an example, that I've been talking about nonstop is this guy named Daddy Wellness on Instagram, just a savage. He's just every single thing he does, and he's a natural. He doesn't know copywriting, I don't think, but he just understands content so well, and he just knows how to deliver things in a way that make people care, make people give a fuck, which is like what copywriting is. Okay. So I have 3 tips for verbal copywriting. We're going to go through them all. And I hope this is going to help you, because if you can lock down making video for whatever you're trying to sell, I promise you will make more money. Okay. This is free impressions here we're talking about. If you can nail organic with video, it's free impressions. All right. That's how we did what we did. So verbal copywriting tip number 1, portray with your voice. Okay. So as copywriters, we usually have to use specific words and language to get our point across and make people feel a certain way. All right. We have these all these corny John Carlton words that we've been using since the 80s and 90s to, elicit some sort of reaction out of people. And when we're doing that with verbal copywriting, the way you say it matters just as much. And the number one thing that you want to be portraying, obviously you can portray whatever. If you're selling like some sort of like mental health product, you can be really sad and solemn, portray that. That's boring though. But what you want to be portraying is conviction. And a lot of newer copywriters don't know how to write words in a way that reads or feels like conviction because they just don't have the vocabulary for it. Like you can make claims, you can list benefits, but your customer doesn't viscerally feel it in the way that they would if you were saying it. So the way you deliver it, like for example, if we're talking about like a dropshipping course, I always use dropshipping course because info products are really easy to sell with verbal copywriting. You can say like, you've probably seen a lot of gurus online who talk about X, Y, Z, and I'm going to tell you that they're different or that I'm different. Like you can say it like that, or you can be like, I know for a fact you've seen all these gurus online tell you about X, Y, Z, but I promise you that what I'm about to say is different. Okay. Way more energy, just way more like going on. Like you just feel it more. And it feels corny me doing this now, and it probably feels weird for you watching this, but that's how you can sort of control what people are thinking more than just the words you're saying. Cause like the words I said didn't really change, but the way I said it is way more, you can tell I have conviction. Like I'm looking dead in the camera and I'm saying like, you have to trust that this is the only way to do dropshipping in 2024. I promise you. Everything else sucks. This is the only way to do it, okay? And energy is everything. Because so you know that like your prospect, when they're reading a sales page, they're not actually reading the sales page, they're scanning, right? That's why we bold every other sentence and add subheaders all the way down the page. And if you know that, you can take advantage of that and just be higher energy, talk faster, leave less space in between sentences. This is more of an editing thing. But let's just talk about TikTok, right? When I'm doing TikTok, there is no dead space between the end of my last sentence and the beginning of my first one. There's no time. It's like the equivalent of like making them skim, because there's nothing else. Like there's no dead space. There's nothing that's boring, talking really fast. If you've ever tried to make a video like this and it doesn't perform, but you know the concept is good, literally just remake it, but talk faster. Or even just put it on 1.3x. You can do that in the editor on CapCut or something like that. You can do that. But you have to do that because you know that people's attention spans are fucking shot, okay? So that's tip number one. Tip number two for verbal copywriting is blend in. Do not stand out. And this is going to sound like, what do you mean? But let me explain. So I've started using this concept of the anti-hook in my content, and it's working wonders. Okay? So, I don't know if you guys scroll TikTok or Instagram. I don't know if you personally find yourself like scrolling often, but you might know that the idea of a scroll stopper is actually a misnomer. People don't scroll like that. People aren't just like, and then they see your scroll stopper, you talking about 6 ways to fucking make more money with email marketing. And they're like, wow, you know what I mean? Like nobody's doing that. People don't scroll like that. They watch every video basically by default, unless otherwise signaled not to. Okay? So the idea of having this insane textbook hook that has 30 words in it and describes the video perfectly is the best way to do verbal copywriting is wrong. It's not. Most talking videos, and again, I scroll a lot of TikTok. I know this because I watch a lot. It's market research. Most talking videos don't go viral like that. It's usually someone who just jumps right into a story and literally does not allow you enough time to figure out what's going on before they go into what they want to say, right? So the anti-hook is intentionally downplaying the video so that no one realizes that whatever you're about to talk about isn't for them. This is the art of top of funnel. You don't want to call someone out. This is not an ad. This is organic content, okay? You want to allow them to continue their mindless scroll, and you pique their interest halfway through instead of scaring them off in the first 10 seconds. That's what that does. Anytime you go, hey, stop scrolling. I'm going to show you. Like, nobody is responding to that. Like, not your target audience, not mass market. Nobody's responding to that. Like, I wish I could show you an example. My phone's over there. But, like, there are so many videos where, like, someone just, like, is already talking. They put their phone down on the table and they just set it, and then they just start talking about something. They don't even have to talk about anything interesting. Just the fact that they're just talking, that people just want to see people talk. So the more you downplay your hook, honestly, the better. I've seen the anti-hook, okay? Verbal copywriting tip number 3 is ready, fire, aim with your CTA, okay? So this is the last one, and most importantly, if we're talking about monetizing here, is dropping your call to action before you talk about what you want to talk about. So hook or anti-hook, soft CTA, story, hard CTA. Okay? And this breaks a lot of rules, of traditional copywriting, because we don't want to try and sell something before we've made our full pitch, right? Verbal copywriting is different though, because only about 3 to 5% of your viewers are going to watch your video until the very end. And it's pointless to have a CTA for only the stragglers who watch to the very end. Okay? Think about the way that you ask for a favor from somebody. And this is one thing I saw on like Facebook or something like 10 years ago, and I always thought it was interesting. Most people ask for favors by going, hey, like, how's your day? How's your dog going? How's your mom? Oh, how's that new job? Anyway, can you send me the number of this guy? And then they send you the number and you're like, all right, thanks, bye. And then you leave. That's a terrible way to ask for a favor. The way you do it is you go, yo, weird question, but do you have the number of that guy who did? Oh yeah, here. All right, dope. Thanks, bro. Yo, by the way, how's your mom? You know what I mean? Like, the dickhead way to do it is to pretend to care about the person, ask for the favor, and then leave them alone. That's terrible. Like, you just feel used. Okay, but the proper way to do it is to ask for the favor and then actually care about them. So if you're going like soft CTA and then the story, it's like here's how you can do it. By the way, if you want to learn more about this, just DM me this. Anyway, like I was saying, and then you go into your story, and then at the end, it's like, like I said, if this sounds interesting to you, I have a thing. It gives you this, 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 this. If you want it, comment or DM or whatever, or fucking email me, click link in my bio, whatever you want to do for the call to action. But sort of hook or anti-hook, soft CTA, story, hard CTA is the structure that does really, really well. So to give you a real life example, I did this a lot when I was doing the webinar, the free class, right? Where I would hook them in and then be like, by the way, I'm teaching all this for free in a free class. If you want to check it out, link in the bio. And then I say what I was going to say. And then at the end, I go, like I said, link in bio. If you want to go to the free class, I'll teach you this, this, this. That's when it's more of like a hard CTA, but you're just sort of planting the seed in that first little bit. And you can put like a little thing on screen that says, DM me or whatever. But that to me is the best way to monetize verbal copywriting instead of doing the traditional way where it's like story, hard CTA. You don't want to do that. Okay. In conclusion, I guess, verbal copywriting is the wave. And if you don't start honing it, you're going to be missing out on a ton of money. How do you hone it? You make a lot of videos. I'll close with this. Ben Bader is a good friend of mine. I don't know why he's not here right now. He's a wicked copywriter. A really good friend of mine, has been making TikToks for a long time, years now. And I remember when he first started to try and consistently make TikToks, his style was a little bit not right for the platform, right? Like he was a little bit, I don't know, how do I say this? He was he didn't look comfortable on camera. And his videos wouldn't really do well. Like I think like a good video for him would get like 2,000-3,000 views, which is not, ideal. You want to be hitting, millions ideally. And over time, just by consistently doing this he made a video every single day. By like 3 months in, he went from being like not exactly a natural on camera to being like that dude. Like now he gets recognized by hot girls at restaurants. Is that what you want? Do you want people to buy your stuff? Do you want to be recognized by customers at restaurants? That would be cool, right? So learn verbal copywriting. It's really not that difficult. I feel like you could do this if you just do it and you have something to sell. This is my framework that I use. Like I said, I've done multiple millions of dollars in revenue. Not that crazy. All right. Thanks for watching. If you want to talk more about this, I'm on Instagram at Cardinal Mace, and then everywhere else is at Cardinal Mason. But yeah, shout out again to Nabil for having me. Shout out to all the other speakers. I feel like I'm in the presence of some goats, so I really had to bring what I consider to be the heat. But yeah, thanks for watching. Enjoy the rest of these. All right, bye.